Okay, so this model defines and it is used to understand how the data can be transferred from one device to another device in the network. Right? So as we know, computer network is what? It is a set of the devices which can be connected with each other using the transmission medium. Now, suppose if I want to share the data, if I want to transfer the data from one device to the another device, how it can be done, that we will see. Okay, so this model will give us the concept. Okay, it is a conceptual model which is created by the ISO, that is International Standard Organization, in the 1984. Okay, so in the most basic form, we can consider that suppose these two devices are connected, or we can say two computers are connected with each other with the help of LAN cable. Okay, this is the most basic form. We are connecting two computers with the help of this LAN cable and the RJ45 connectors. And for sharing the information, every device must have the NIC, that is network interface card on device. If you are not having the network interface card on the device, you are not be able to connect to the network, okay, or internet. So now we want to send the data from one device to another device, that is the second machine, right? Now if, for example, one computer is based on the Windows and another machine has installed the Mac OS, then how this computer can transfer the data, or how these two computers are going to be connected with each other. Okay, so in order to complete the successful communication between the computers in the network with the different architecture that they are having, that is here as you can see, one is installed the Windows and another has installed the Mac OS. Both are having the different architecture, and then too we want to connect these two PCs or two machines. Then we can use the OSI model. Or you can say this OSI, OSI model will help for sharing the data between the computers that can have the different architecture or the same architecture. They are in the same network or in the different network. Then also it is possible with this conceptual model, that is OSI model. And this OSI model contains 7 layers. Okay, application, presentation, session, transport, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Okay, so total there are 7 layers in the OSM model. So this model will give us the concept. Okay, this will tell the concept how we can share the information from one device to the another device. Okay, now as you can see, there are total 7 layers. So here each layer is nothing but the package of the protocols. Okay, protocols are nothing but the set of the rules that each and every layer will follow. Okay, so application layer have their own protocol box. Okay, as I said, it is a protocol set of protocols. This application layer does not include the network application like Chrome, Firefox, Skype, etc. But it includes what? It will use the protocol of the application layer so that this network application can connect to the internet. They can work correctly in the network or on the internet. Right? So if I'm saying application layer, then it does not include the application, but it will use the protocol of the application layer. This protocol layer, sorry, protocols will be used by this network application so that it can work correctly on the internet. Okay, so if I'm writing your application layer, so it doesn't mean application. This is what it is, a set of the, it is providing what set of the protocols and the services. Okay, so let's see each and every layer in detail. So let's start with the application layer. Okay, so it is the topmost layer of this OSM model, and this application layer, as I said, it is used by the network applications, and this network application is nothing but the computer applications that use the internet. Okay, so this network layer, sorry, network applications examples are uh, Google Chrome, Firefox, Outlook, Skype, etc. Okay, our web browser, web browser, you can use any this Firefox or Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or anything, right? Any web browser you are using, uh, it is what? It is a network application which is running on our PC. Okay, so it does not reside in the application layer. Okay, so this application does not reside in the application layer, but it uses what? It uses the protocols of the application layer. For example, our web browser uses which protocol? HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, hypertext transfer protocol, and it is a hypertext transfer protocol, but it is what? It is secure one. Okay, so here we can say not only the web browser but all the applications like this. Okay, and they all uses what they uses the protocols of the application layer so that they can function properly. Okay. So we can say this network application, all the applications depends on the application layer protocols to function. So there are various application layer protocols that enable the functions that can be performed by the applications. Okay, at this application layer. So all these protocols, as you can see here, this HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, and NFS, and SMTP, and so on. There are many protocols which are provided by the application layer. These protocols will form what application layer. Okay, so this protocol forms the basis for various application, uh, or you can say basis for network services. Okay, for example, if I want to perform the file transfer, okay, so if I want to perform the file transfer, then we can use FTP protocol of the application layer. Similarly, if I want to perform the web surfing, then we can use the HTTP or HTTPS protocol. If I want to send the email, then I can use the SMTP protocol of the application layer. Similarly, for the virtual terminal, we can use the telnet protocol. So we can say application layer what it provides services for the network application. Okay, application layer શું કરે service provide કરે કોને કરે network application with the help of the application layer protocol so that they can perform their activities. Okay, so you have to remember the application. If I'm talking about the application layer, it doesn't mean that it includes the application. It includes what? It includes the application layer protocols, and these protocols are used by the network application so that they can perform their functions correctly. So with the help of the protocol, they provide the services to the network layer application, sorry, network applications. Okay, next is the presentation layer. So presentation layer will take the data from the application layer. As I said, each and every layer will give their contribution. So they must have some input. So input ક્યાંથી મળશે? Upper layer પરથી. So presentation layer ની ઉપર કયો layer હશે? Application layer. So presentation layer will receive the data from the application layer, and this data are in the form of the character. As we know, this data will be in the form of the characters or the numbers. So presentation layer શું કરશે? It will convert this character or the number to the machine understandable format, that is the binary data. Okay, so for example, conversion of this ASCII code to the HCD code. Okay, so this conversion will be done by the presentation layer, and the process of this conversion from the process of this conversion is called the translation. Before transmitting this data, now as I say, presentation layer શું કરે? numbers or characters જે પણ machine human understandable હશે એને શેમાં convert કરે? machine understandable format માં convert કરે. So before transmitting this data, the presentation layer will do another task, that is it will reduce the number of the bits. Okay, so this as we know, machine can understand only zeros and one. Okay, so once this data will be converted into the binary format, after that it will be reduced into some bits, so that whenever you are performing this bit reduction, it is called the data compression. Okay, and whenever you are performing the data compression, it can be lossy or it can be lossless. Why there is a need of the data compression? Already આપણે conversion તો કરી દીધું, જે machine ને ખબર પડે, right? Now why there is a need to compress this data? Because when we perform the compression, what happens? The amount of the space that is used to store the original file, for example મારી file છે 5 MB ની. Okay, અગર હું એને reduce કરું in 2 MB, તો શું થશે? At the receiving side, as the time will be what? Less in the at the receiving end, and the less amount of the time the file will be received. So data transmission can be faster. Okay, so we can say that data compression is very useful in the real life audio and video streaming. Okay, that means encryption enhances what? The security of the sensitive data. That means at the sender side, the encryption will be done, that is your data will be encrypted, and at the receiving side, the data will be decrypted in order to provide the security to the sensitive data. Okay, and that will be done with the help of the presentation layer. And how it will be done? For that, it will use this secure socket layer. Okay, so it is used SSL protocol. So presentation layer will use SSL protocol for performing the encryption as well as the decryption. So encryption कौन करता है? Sender machine. Decryption कौन करता है? Receiving machine. Okay, so we can say that a presentation layer will perform three basic functions: translation, compression, and the encryption. All of you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
ઓકે, અગર જો તમને એવું લાગે કે મારી સ્પીડ વધારે છે, અગર હું બહુ સ્પીડમાં બોલું છું, યુ કેન લેટ મી નો. ઓકે, okay, so next layer is session layer. So obviously session layer will take the data from the presentation layer. So session layer શું કરશે? mean it will helps in setting up the connection between the two devices, and it will managing this connection. Then after you can perform the sending and receiving the data, and after that the connection will be terminated. Okay, so session layer we can say that it will help in setting up and managing the connection, enabling the sending and receiving the data, and after that you have to compulsory terminate the connection. Okay. And these sessions are called the dialogues, and they are roughly you can consider as a telephone call made by between the two people. Okay, so this one is like this. પહેલા તમે call કરો, ring જશે, that is you are it is setting up the connection. After that you are what you are doing talk, or that means you are transferring the data, and after that you are just terminating the call. So you can consider this session as the dialogue. Okay, or you can say it is analogous to telephone. Okay, and it provides rather than protocols, it will provide a set of the tools. Okay, we will see this later in the chapters. Fine. So just before a session or the connection is established within the server will perform the main function that is called the authentication. So authentication is nothing but it is the process of verifying who you are. Okay, so for this purpose server will use the username and the password, and once you enter the password and username, it will be matched at the server side, and if it is matched, okay, you will get this message. Okay, that is you are connected to the server. That means once this username and password is matched, the session or the connection is established with the server and your computer. After authenticating, that is after the authentication, next task is authorization. So authorization is nothing but it is the process used by the server to determine if you have the permission to access the file. એક વખત તમારું connection setup થઈ જાય, right? Now you want to access the file. Now authorization is what? It is the process which is used by the server to determine whether you have the access to particular file or not. If you are not having an access to particular file, you will get the message like this: you are not authorized to access this page. Okay, so we can say authentication and authorization will be done at the session layer. Next thing, after that, session layer will keep the track of the file that are being downloaded. Okay, so it will keep the track of every file that are being downloaded. For example, a web page containing the text and messages. Okay, or you can say text and images. Okay, so these text and images are stored as a separate file on the web server. Okay, now whenever you request for the website again, then that means you are requesting for the website on the web browser, your web browser will open the separate session to the this web server to download each of these text and image file. Okay, so whenever for example you are asking for the www.facebook.com, then this image and text file that will be downloaded as a separate file. Okay, and this will be what these files are received in the form of the data packets. Okay, so session layer will keep the track of each packet, that is which packet is belongs to which file. That means if this particular packet is belongs to this image file, this packet is belongs to this text file, and so it also keeps the track of which data packets belongs to which file. Either it can be text file or it can be image file. Also it will keep track where this received data will go. In this case it is going to the web browser. Okay, so we can say that session layer will help in session management, authentication, and authorization. So this is our web browser. Okay, Japri network application to web browser, it performs all the functions of the session layer presentation layer, and the application layer. Okay, so these three functions are done by the session layer, but all the functions of this presentation session and the application layer will be done by our network application, that is web browser. Okay. Okay, next layer is the transport layer. Okay, so the layer below the session layer is what? Transport layer. અહીંયા તમારું મેઇન ફંક્શન ચાલુ થશે. અત્યાર સુધી આપણે શું જોયું કે ડેટા કેવી રીતે રીડ કરાય, કેવી રીતે પ્રોસેસ થાય, ઓકે, કેવી રીતે ટ્રાન્સલેશન થાય, કેવી રીતે કમ્પ્રેસ કોણ કરે, કોણ સેન્ડ કરે, કોણ એન્ક્રિપ્શન એન્ડ ડિક્રિપ્શન પરફોર્મ કરે. આફ્ટર દેટ ધ મેઇન થિંગ ઇઝ વોટ, અહીંયાથી તમારું એકચ્યુઅલી function start થશે. How the data can be sent and received from the sender to the receiver. Okay, so next layer is the transport layer. So we can say it is the layer below the session layer, and this layer will control the reliability of the communication. That is, you can say it performs the segmentation, flow control, and error control. These are the three main functions which are done by the transport layer. So in the segmentation, first is the segmentation. So in the segmentation, what? The data which is received from the session layer will be divided into the small data units, and this each data unit is called the segments. Okay, so this segment contains what? It contains the port number of the source and the destination machine, or sorry, destination application, then sequence number, and the original data which is coming from the uh, upper layer, that is the session layer. So here this port number of the source and destination will help to direct each segment to correct application. For example, there are multiple applications are running on the machines, right? For example, I'm sending the message from the WhatsApp from the center device. It should go to receiver side, પણ કઈ application પર જવા જોઈએ? Obviously on the WhatsApp only. Okay, બીજી કોઈ application પર reach નહીં થવા જોઈએ, and for that purpose port number is used. Okay, so we can say this port number will help to direct each data segment to go to particular applications. Okay, then that means it will go to the, in this case it is going to the Mozilla Firefox, as we are sending the data from the Firefox, so it must go to the Firefox. Then next is the sequence number. The sequence number, so each and every data packet has their own sequence number. Why? Because અગર હું ડેટાને આવી રીતે સ્મોલ પાર્ટમાં ડિવાઈડ કરું તો મારે બધા જ ડેટા પેકેટ્સને નંબર પણ આપવા પડશે, બીકોઝ એટ ધ રિસીવિંગ સાઇડ ફરીથી ઓરિજિનલ ડેટા generate થવા જોઈએ, right? So for that I will give the number to each and every segment. So this sequence number will help in resembling the segment in the correct order to form the original message at the receiving side. So here this is the original data on the sender side. It will be converted into the small data packets, and to each small data packets, that is called the segment, we are assigning what? Sequence number. So that whenever at the receiving side we are getting these small packets, we have to reassemble them into the original data so that it can be readable. Okay, so we have to give the sequence number to each and every packet. It may be possible that at the receiver side, first the packet number 3 will be arrived, sorry, segment number 3 will be arrived, then the segment number 1, then segment number 2. Okay, sequence is what? 3, 1 and 2, but final data more કેવી રીતે generate થવા જોઈએ? 1, 2 and 3. So this sequence number will help in resembling the segments to the original data. Okay, મારે ફરીથી original form માં એને લાવવાનું છે, and for that we are going to use the sequence number. Okay, also અગર આપણને એક particular segment નહીં મળે, so we can say this particular segment is missing, so we can ask for that particular segment from the sender. So we can say it can also be help for identifying the missing packets or missing segments. Okay, and that will be done at the error control. Okay, so in the flow control, transport layer will control the amount of the data being transmitted. Okay, this is called segmentation. Segmentation means you are dividing your original data into the small data units, and each data unit is called the segment. And in the segments, each and every segments must have port number of the source application as well as the receiving side application. That means મારી side પર એક device છે. For example, one device is that is a laptop from which I'm sending the message to the mobile phone, right? So here applications may be running right? Multiple applications may be running. The particular application માંથી સામેની સાઈડ જે પણ that is mobile phone પર જે application ચાલે છે એના પર જ message આવવા જોઈએ, right? And એના માટે શું કરશું, આપણે port number use કરશું. Then once we are getting all these segments, we have to combine them. For that, 6 number will be used so that the original data can be obtained. Okay, next part is the flow control. So that is the first function, segmentation, that is done with the help of the transport layer. Second function that transport layer will do is what? Flow control. So in the flow control, transport layer will control the amount of the data that is being transmitted. Okay, so for example, see here our mobile phone is connected to the server. For example, this is a mobile phone which is connected to this server. Now consider the server can transmit the data maximum at the 100 Mbps, and our mobile can process the data only at the maximum at the 10 Mbps. પણ મોબાઈલની જે સ્પીડ છે, રાઈટ, સ્પીડ લિમિટ જે છે પ્રોસેસ કરવાની એ ઓનલી 10 Mbps છે, જ્યારે સર્વરની મેક્સિમમ લિમિટ શું છે, 100 Mbps પર સેન્ડ પણ કરી શકે અને ડેટા પ્રોસેસ કરી શકે. ઓકે, સો નાઉ ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ વી આર ડાઉનલોડિંગ ધ ફાઇલ ફ્રોમ ધી સર્વર. Now for example, server starts sending the data at 50 Mbps. Maximum કેટલી છે, 100 છે. For example, it is sending the data at the 50 Mbps, which is greater than the rate that our mobile can process, right? Because our mobile lane speed is only 10 Mbps that it can process. Here 50 Mbps is greater than the 10 Mbps. अगर server 50 Mbps ની સ્પીડ પર ડેટા મોકલે તો શું થશે? There will be the loss. Some of the data will be lost. Okay, because the speed of our device is what? It is less as compared to the transmitting rate. Okay, so here what we have to do, we can ask the transport layer to solve this problem, so that we are taking the help of the transport layer and telling the server to slow down the speed. Okay, so from the 50 Mbps we are telling the server to slow down the speed to 10 Mbps, so that no data will be lost. So with the help of the transport layer, we are telling the server to slow down the transmitting rate. That is called the flow control. Okay. Similarly, if a second case you can consider, server is transmitting the data at the 5 Mbps, but our phone can process the data maximum at 10 Mbps. So we can tell the server to increase the transmitting rate to 10 Mbps, so that it can maintain the system performance. Okay, the speed already 10 Mbps છે, and agar server ખાલી 5 Mbps ની સ્પીડ, obviously performance will not be good. Okay, so to maintain the system performance, we can tell the server to increase the transmission rate with the help of the transport layer. Okay, so we can say this flow control will be done with the help of the transport layer. Okay, further it will use their own protocol. Third thing, that is the error control. So this error control is the third function that can be done with the help of the transport layer. The you can say transport layer performs. Okay, so if some data does not arrive at the destination site, for example, these are the segments. Okay, original data આપણે 3 segments માં divide કર્યું છે, and at the receiving side only 2 segments are received. That means one of the segment is missing. Okay, so here with the help of the ARQ, that is automatic repeat request scheme of the transport layer, we can tell the sender to retransmit the lost or the corrupted data. Okay, so this missing data or the corrupted data can be retransmitted by the sender. Okay, now how it can be identified. So here a group of the bits, okay, which is called the checksum, which is added to each and every segment. So whenever you are getting the data from the upper layer, right, that is session layer, it will first of all segmentation thase, data unit ma convert thase. Now at the end of this data, what we are adding? Checksum. Checksum shena mate use thase to identify which data is corrupted. Okay, identifying we can say checksum. With the help of the checksum, we can identify the errors in the data unit. So you can say in this segment. So to identify whether the received data packet is corrupted or not. So protocol of the transport layer are transmission control protocol and the user data protocol. Okay, as I said, each and every layer is what it comprises the set of the protocol. So transport layer na protocol kya છે? TCP and UDP, that is transmission control protocol and the user datagram protocol, right? અત્યારે જે મેં તમને ત્રણ ફંક્શન કીધા, that is segmentation, flow control and the error control are the functions which are performed by the transport layer, and to do that functions or those functions we have to take the help of the protocols of the transport layer. These are the protocols TCP and UDP. Okay, and it provides two type of the services. Transport layer provide two type of the services, that is called the connection oriented transmission and second is the connection less transmission. So if I want to perform the connection oriented transmission, I'm going to use the transmission control protocol. If I want to perform the connection less transmission, then we can use the user datagram protocol. So we can say here the UDP is what? Connection less transmission. That means UDP is faster than the TCP. Okay, it is faster than the TCP because it does not provide any kind of the feedback. Okay, any kind of the feedback to the sender. That means whether any data has arrived or not, delivered at the receiving side or not. That means if I'm dividing the original data into the three different segments, right? And if I'm sending all these three segments to the receiving side, some of the data can be lost. So for those missing data or the corrupted data, the receiving side is not telling the sender that some of the data is. That means we are not providing any kind of the feedback to the sender. Okay, so that means whether the data was really delivered or not, that cannot be done in the UDP. Whereas TCP will provide the feedback to the sender. Therefore, lost data or the corrupted data can be retransmitted. So we can say, as we are providing the feedback with the help of the TCP, the sender can now retransmit the missing data or the corrupted data. જ્યારે UDP માં શું હશે? Missing data other corrupted data માટે કોઈ ઓપ્શન નથી, જે ગયા એ ગયા. Okay, so UDP ક્યાં યુઝ થશે અને TCP ક્યાં યુઝ થશે? As some of the data can be lost if you are using the UDP. So શું કામ જરૂર છે આપણે UDP ને? Obviously all the data must be delivered at the receiving side. તો આપણે UDP ની શું જરૂર છે? UDP ક્યાં યુઝ થશે? UDP will be used where it does not matter whether we are receiving all the data. For example, real life application, right? So we can say UDP used where we are performing the online streaming, right? So online streaming क्या तो તમે online streaming the movie જોતા હો, song જોતા હો, સાંભળતા હો, કે the games, voice over IP, TFTP, DNS, various applications are there where we can perform the UDP. That means if you are performing suppose તમે કોઈનો video call કરો, right? તો શું થાય? It may be possible that due to some network issue, right, some of the data will be lost. So you cannot ask the sender to retransmit those frames. જે વચ્ચેનો પોર્શન ગયો એ ગયો, જે અત્યારે કન્ટિન્યુ ચાલે છે તમારે જશે. સો વી કેન સે ઓનલાઈન સ્ટ્રીમિંગ જ્યાં થતું હશે, કે તો ઓનલાઈન તમે ઓડિયો વિડીયો જે પણ એવી કોઈ એપ્લિકેશન હશે જે ઓનલાઈન થતું હશે, રાઈટ? રિયલ ટાઈમ એપ્લિકેશન જેટલી પણ હશે ત્યાં વી કેન યુઝ UDP. ઓકે, ત્યારે TCP ક્યાં યુઝ થશે? where it matters whether all the data is received or not. જ્યાં આપણને બધા જ ડેટાની કમ્પલસરી જરૂર હશે ત્યાં. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ ઈમેલ, રાઈટ? For example, www, that means you are asking for any website and some of the data is lost. So you are getting what? 404 error. Right? તમને એક મેસેજ મળશે 404 data is lost. કોઈ પણ એક મેસેજ આવશે because some of the data is missing or some of the data is corrupted. Okay? So TCP ક્યાં યુઝ થશે? જ્યાં આપણને બધા જ ડેટાની જરૂર હશે. Right? For example, I am sending the file and some of the data is missing. So obviously you cannot reassemble all those segments into the original data. So we are getting what? We are not getting the actual file because some of the data is missing. So at that moment we can use what? TCP. UDP ક્યાં યુઝ થશે? રિયલ ટાઈમ એપ્લિકેશનમાં. જ્યાં અમુક ડેટા લોસ પણ થઈ જાય તો પણ કંઈ ફરક નહીં પડે, પણ જ્યાં આપણને બધા જ ડેટાની કમ્પલસરી જરૂર હોય, then we are going to use the TCP protocol of the transport layer. So you have to remember transport layer ક્યાં યુઝ થાય? Between the application, sending application થી લઈને receiving application ની વચ્ચે communication provide કરવા માટે. Okay, I'm not talking about the machine. मैं एक machine ની અંદર જે multiple application ચાલે છે એમાંથી particular બે application ની વચ્ચે જે મારે communication, that means sending side ની application અને receiving side ની application, એ બેને connect કરવા માટે કયો protocol use થશે? Sorry, કયો layer use થશે? Transport layer use થશે. બે ડિવાઇસને કનેક્ટ કરવા માટે કયું યુઝ થશે? નેટવર્ક લેયર. ઓકે, so we can say transport layer will perform segmentation, flow control, error control, connection oriented service and a connection less transmission service. So for the connection oriented we have the TCP, connection less માટે UDP. Next layer is the network layer, which is most important. કે network layer, transport layer બધું જ important છે, પણ network layer તમને actually ખબર હોવા જોઈએ, because as we are learning what computer network subject, and as we know each and every device is having what unique IP address. Why? Because we have to identify કે આટલા okay, in the world we are having the billions of the machines which can be connected, which are connected with the internet. તો મારે particular એક જ device પર મારો message જવા જોઈએ, ના કે બધા જ કોઈ device પર, obviously, right? So as we have to identify that particular device onto which we want to send the data, so it can be done with the help of the IP address, and that can be done with the help of network layer. Okay, so we can say the network layer will take the data from the upper layer, that is the transport layer. Transport layer no je પણ output હશે, that is the segment. Obviously it is forming what segment, so that segment will be received by the network layer, so that will become the input for the network layer. So now network layer will works for the transmission of the received segment from one computer to another computer in the network. Okay, so જરૂર નથી કે એક જ નેટવર્ક ની અંદર જે ડિવાઇસ છે એમાં જ મારે મેસેજ સેન્ડ કરો. ઇટ મે બી પોસિબલ અત્યારે એક ડિવાઇસ એક પર્ટિક્યુલર નેટવર્ક ની અંદર છે અને બીજું ડિવાઇસ બીજા કોઈ નેટવર્ક જેને મારે મેસેજ સેન્ડ કરવાનો છે બીજા નેટવર્ક ની અંદર છે, તો પણ મારો ડેટા સેન્ડ થવા જોઈએ. સો ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ આઈ હેવ ટુ આઈડેન્ટિફાય કે મારે કયા નેટવર્ક ની અંદર જે મારું ડિવાઇસ છે એ ફાઇન્ડ કરો. દેટ મીન્સ ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ આઈ હેવ ટુ આઈડેન્ટિફાય ધી નેટવર્ક. એક વખત નેટવર્ક ફાઇન્ડ થઈ જાય પછી એમાં મિલિયન્સ ઓફ હોસ્ટ હોઈ શકે, રાઈટ, મલ્ટી હોસ્ટ હોઈ શકે, અને એમાંથી મારે પર્ટિક્યુલર એક ડિવાઇસને આઈડેન્ટિફાય કરવાનું છે. સો આફ્ટર આઈડેન્ટિફાઈંગ ધી નેટવર્ક, વોટ આઈ એમ ગોઈંગ ટુ ડુ, આઈ એમ ગોઈંગ ટુ આઈડેન્ટિફાય ધી પર્ટિક્યુલર machine, right? And to identify that particular machine we are going to use the network layer. પછી એક વખત મશીન આઈડેન્ટિફાય થઈ જાય પછી એના પર જેટલી પણ મલ્ટિપલ એપ્લિકેશન્સ રન થતી હશે એમાંથી મારે એક મલ્ટિપલ એપ્લિકેશનમાંથી એક પર્ટિક્યુલર એપ્લિકેશન જ્યાં મારે મેસેજ બતાવવાનો છે એ પર્ટિક્યુલર એપ્લિકેશન કેવી રીતે ફાઇન્ડ થશે? વિથ ધ હેલ્પ ઓફ ધી ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયર. જે પોર્ટ નંબર પ્રોવાઈડ કરે છે, રાઈટ, એ પર્ટિક્યુલર પોર્ટ નંબર પર એ પર્ટિક્યુલર એપ્લિકેશન રન થતી હશે. સો મલ્ટિપલ એપ્લિકેશનમાંથી એક પર્ટિક્યુલર એપ્લિકેશન સિલેક્ટ કરવું હોય તો ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયર, મલ્ટિપલ હોસ્ટમાંથી એક મશીન આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ કરવું હોય દેન નેટવર્ક લેયરનો યુઝ થશે. Am I getting? Am I clear? All of you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as we know, in each and every layer, the data is known by the different names. Network, so transport layer ma data is known as the segment. Application, presentation, and session layer ma data is known as data only. Message that will be known as data. Transport layer ma it is known as segment. In the network layer, it is known as packets. Okay, so here in the network layer, we are going to call the data as a packet. So it will take the segment from the transport layer and it is going to form a packet. So here, so we can say this is the layer where our routers are residing. Okay, જ્યાં main function જે router છે, right, એ ક્યાં આવશે? network layer ની અંદર આવશે. So function of the network layer are what? See, okay, I have already told data units in this network layer is called the packets, or you can say it is a datagram. Okay, and it is the layer where the routers resides. Okay, so network layer performs actually three main functions: logical addressing, routing, and the path determination. So what is logical addressing? As we know, each and every device has two types of the address: logical address and the physical address. So logical address is nothing but your IP address. Okay, so and physical address is nothing but your MAC address of the device. Okay, so IP addressing is done in the network layer is called the logical addressing. So there are two versions of the IP address: IP version 4 and IP version 6. We are going to use what? We are using what? IPv4. Okay, now each and every computers in the network has the unique IP address, and the network layer will assign sender and receiver's IP address to each and every segments. મારે શું કરવાનું છે? network layer શું કરશે? segment લેશે ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયર માંથી અને એને શું બનાવવાનું છે? પેકેટ બનાવવાનું છે. તો પેકેટની અંદર શું હોવા જોઈએ? ઓબ્વિયસલી સેન્ડરનો આઈપી એડ્રેસ અને રિસીવરનો આઈપી એડ્રેસ. કેમ? બીકોઝ મારે કયા ડિવાઇસ પરથી હું સેન્ડ કરું છું રિસીવરને ખબર હોવા જોઈએ, સો દેટ ઇટ કેન જ્યારે એને રિપ્લાય આપવો હશે તો એ આપી શકશે. જો એને સેન્ડરનો આઈપી એડ્રેસ ખબર જ નહીં હશે તો ઇટ કેન નોટ give reply back to the send. Okay, so this IP addressing will be done at the network layer, and every computer in the network, right? પછી internet હોય કે કંઈ પણ હોય, any type of the network, every device has the unique IP address. And whenever we assign the IP address to each segment, it is called the IP packets. So IP addresses are assigned to ensure that each data packets can reach to the correct destination. Multiple machines હોઈ શકે, એમાંથી particular machine પર મારે reach કરાવવું હોય ડેટાને, then we will be requiring the unique IP address of that machine. So that purpose IP addressing is required. Routing is nothing but it is a method of moving the data from source to destination, and it is based on the logical address format. Okay, so routing, so it is nothing but we have to identify the path, right? Routing means we are sending the data from sender to the receiver. So that process is called what? Sending the data from the sender to the receiver is called the routing. Okay, so there can be various methods, right? There may be various routing algorithms that we can use for sending the data from sender to receiver. ગમે તે રીતે sender થી લઈને receiver સુધી data જવા જોઈએ, right? And જે મેથડ આપણે યુઝ કરશું એના માટે અલગ અલગ અલ્ગોરિધમ્સ હશે, અલ્ગોરિધમ પણ હશે, અલ્ગોરિધમને ફંક્શન કરવા માટે સમ પ્રોટોકોલ્સ હશે, right? So those algorithms are called the routing.
Your device is running low on power.
Routing is the method, right? And the function which can be done with the help of the routing is called the routing algorithm. Okay, so moving the data from source to destination is called the routing. For example, computer A, or you can say the sender. Okay, fine. Okay, I already told. Okay, suppose this computer A is connected to network 1 and this computer B is connected to network 2. As we know, what is network? Network is set of the devices or set of the computers that are connected with each other. So there may be multiple networks, network 1, network 2, network 3 and so on. There can be multiple networks and બધા network ની અંદર multiple computers હોઈ શકે. Similarly, this computer A is connected to network 1. This computer B is connected to network 2. Now from this computer B, I want to send the data, or can say from the computer B, we are requesting for any website. For example, from this computer B, I am requesting for the www.facebook.com, and this is what? This is the Facebook server. Okay, as you can see, this in the middle, as you can see, there is a Facebook server which can be connected to multiple networks, right? So from this computer B, which is connected to network 2, I'm requesting for the website facebook.com. Then this message must go to the Facebook server, not to network 1. So obviously Facebook server પર જે obviously this Facebook servers જે પણ network થી connect થયેલો હશે ત્યાં એ message જવા જોઈએ, ના કે બીજા કોઈ network ની અંદર. Okay, it can be done with the help of the IP address. So this packet needs to be delivered to only where? Facebook server. So whenever I am requesting for the facebook.com, now there should be the reply from the Facebook server in the form of the packet. That means here on the screen there should be the web page of the Facebook server. So this packet must be delivered to only computer B. Here as you can see, Facebook server is connected to multiple networks. Network 1 થી પણ connect છે, network 2 થી પણ connect છે. So a particular જે request query છે, કોણે કરી છે? computer B એ. So Facebook server જ્યારે એને response આપશે, obviously that packet must go to the computer B, not to the computer A. And for that purpose, we are using what? Unique IP address. Since in the network, each and every device has unique IP address. So these both computers will obviously, they are going to have the unique IP address as well. So network layer of the Facebook server has already added what? Sender and destination IP address. પોતાનો IP address નાખશે as well as the IP address of the computer B, and then transfer this packet over the network. Now suppose we are using the mask 255.255.255.0. Actually, I am having the mistake word. Mask છે 255.255.0. હવે માસ્ક નો યુઝ શું છે? આઈપી એડ્રેસ ની સાથે હંમેશા માસ્ક પણ યુઝ થાય, સબનેટ માસ્ક પણ યુઝ થાય છે. Now what is the use of the mask? See, as you can see, we are having multiple networks, right? So મારે multiple networks માંથી એક particular network ને find કરવાનું છે. So this 255.255.255.0 will tell first three combination જે 255 છે, right? It represents the network, and last one represent what? Host. That means if I perform this, if I convert this 255 and all these 255 and 0 into zeros and 1, and from this, as you can see, okay, see, destination IP address is what? 192.168.2.1 for the Facebook server જે એને પેકેજ સેન્ડ કરવાનો છે from here to here. Okay, શું કરશે? સબનેટ માસ્ક યુઝ કરશે. સબનેટ માસ્ક અને આઈપી એડ્રેસ ની વચ્ચે શું કરશે? લોજિકલ binary and operation execute કરશે. So first of all, this IP address will be converted into the zeros one, right? 192 નું binary માં કન્વર્ઝન થશે, 168 નું binary માં કન્વર્ઝન થશે, 2 નું પણ binary માં કન્વર્ઝન થશે, અને 1 નું પણ binary માં કન્વર્ટ એને પણ આપણે કન્વર્ટ કરશું. સિમિલરલી જે સબનેટ માસ્ક છે, રાઈટ, એકચ્યુઅલી અહીંયા 255 આવશે, બધી જગ્યા પર 225 લખાઈ ગયું છે. સો 255 ને પણ જેટલા પણ છે કોમ્બિનેશન એ બધાને શું કરશું? આપણે બાઇનરીમાં કન્વર્ટ કરશું. બંનેને બાઇનરીમાં કન્વર્ટ કરી દીધું, એના પછી શું કરશું? બંનેની વચ્ચે લોજિકલ બાઇનરી એન્ડ ઓપરેશન એક્ઝિક્યુટ કરશું. જે પણ આન્સર આવશે, so there will be 3 dots like this. Okay, so it will represent first 3 combination જે પણ હશે, that will represent what? It will represent the network. So આ નેટવર્ક નું પોતાનું IP એડ્રેસ હશે, આ નેટવર્ક નું પોતાનું IP એડ્રેસ હશે. નેટવર્ક નું એડ્રેસ મળી જશે તમને શેના પરથી? ફર્સ્ટ 3 કોમ્બિનેશન પરથી. That's why we are using what? 255. અને લાસ્ટ આપણે જે 0 યુઝ કર્યું છે, સો ઓબ્વિયસલી 0 અને 1 ની વચ્ચે તમે બાઇનરી એન્ડ કરશો, ફર્સ્ટ વિલ આન્સર વિલ બી 0. સો ઇટ વિલ બી બંનેની વચ્ચે તમે બાઇનરી એન્ડ કરશો, this and this, right? So your answer will be 192.168.2.0. તમને આન્સર શું મળશે? બંનેની વચ્ચે બાઇનરી એન્ડ કરશો, આન્સર વિલ બી 192.168.2.0. So obviously this network 2 is going to have an IP address 192.168.2.0. જ્યારે આ નેટવર્કનો IP address શું હશે? 192.168.1.0. As you can see, first 3 combination is 192.168.1, and here as you can see 192.168.2.1. So network IP address શું હશે? 2.0, અહીંયા હશે 1.0. So now 2.0 સાથે multiple devices હોઈ શકે. એમાંથી આપણને IP address obviously ખબર છે કયું છે? 192.168.2.1. જે બી ડિવાઇસનો IP address 2.1 હશે એના પર જ મેસેજ જશે. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ અહીંયા 1 ની જગ્યા પર IP address હતે 45. So it may be possible that network 2 માં multiple devices છે, એમાંથી એક મશીનનો IP address શું હશે? 45. So rather than going to 2.1, it will be going to 45. જેનો IP address 45 હશે એના પર જશે. પણ મારે પહેલા એ તો આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ કરવા પડશે કે મારે કયા નેટવર્ક પર મેસેજ પહોંચાડવો છે, બીકોઝ ફેસબુક ઇઝ કનેક્ટેડ ટુ મલ્ટિપલ નેટવર્ક્સ. સો પહેલા મારે પર્ટિક્યુલર એક નેટવર્કને આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ કરવું હોય ફ્રોમ ધી મલ્ટિપલ નેટવર્ક્સ, then we are going to use what? Subnet mask. બેની વચ્ચે તમે બાઇનરી એન્ડ કરો તો it will give you the IP address of the network. Okay, first last digit શું હશે? Obviously 0. First 3 combination represent the network. So this is the network address. Okay, એક વખત નેટવર્ક ફાઇન્ડ થઈ ગયું, બહુ બધા નેટવર્કમાંથી મને એક ખબર પડી ગઈ કે મારે નેટવર્ક 2 માં જ જવાનું છે. હવે નેટવર્ક 2 માં આવીને શું કરીશ? હું ડેસ્ટિનેશન IP એડ્રેસ શોધીશ કે કયું છે? That is 2.1. તો ઓબ્વિયસલી જે ડિવાઇસનો IP એડ્રેસ 2.1 હશે ત્યાં શું જશે? મેસેજ જશે. We will see this in the detail. Okay, so based on the IP address and the subnet mask, routing decisions can be made in the computer network. That is called the routing. Okay. And third is called the path determination. Third function is what? Path determination. So as we know, this is sender and receiver. So it may be possible that there may be multiple paths. As if I want to send the data from the sender to receiver, so we can consider this path, or you can consider this one. Okay, so path determination is nothing but choosing the best possible path for data delivery from source to destination. Multiple path હોઈ શકે, એમાંથી મારે એક પર્ટિક્યુલર પાથને સિલેક્ટ કરવું હોય, then it is called the path determination. For example, મારે અહીંયાથી નવસારીથી વાપી જવું છે, so I can consider I may have the multiple options, like I can go from by the bus or train, or I can have my personal vehicle and so on. So મને ખબર છે, અગર હું ટ્રેન કન્સિડર કરું તો मैं ફટાફટ પહોંચી જઈશ, because it will take less time. Okay, so there may be multiple possible paths, and from that I'm choosing what, there may be multiple paths and I'm choosing which one, whichever is the best one. Okay, so process of choosing the best possible path for transmitting the data over the network is called the path determination. So these are the main three functions that can be done with the help of the network layer. Okay, first is the logical addressing, that is the IP address બધાને assign કરવાનું છે. Then second is the routing, that is sender થી receiver સુધી message જવા જોઈએ. અને third, multiple path માંથી એક best possible જે પણ path હશે એ select કરવાનું છે. Okay, so we can say layer 3. Network layer is what? It is a layer 3 devices uses the which protocol? OSPF, BGP, ISIS, and so on. There are multiple protocols that can be used by the network layer. Okay, network layer is the protocol for performing the routing and the path determination. Okay, so you will see all this protocol in the detail, and today I'm just stopping here. Okay, the next lecture I'm going to explain data link layer and physical layer. Okay, so this OSI model will do what? It will give us the concept કે કેવી રીતે મારે મેસેજ એક ડિવાઇસ પરથી બીજા ડિવાઇસ પર જાય છે, રાઈટ? અને એના માટે વચ્ચેના જેટલા પણ લેયર્સ છે, જે 7 લેયર્સ છે, એ કેવી રીતે કામ કરે છે, રાઈટ? એક પર્ટિક્યુલર લેયરનું કામ શું છે, અને એવરી લેયર હેઝ ધેર ઓન પ્રોટોકોલ્સ. વિથ ધ હેલ્પ ઓફ ધીસ પ્રોટોકોલ, તે પર્ટિક્યુલર પ્રોટોકોલ શું કામ કરે છે, રાઈટ? પર્ટિક્યુલર એ પ્રોટોકોલનો કેવી રીતે યુઝ કરે છે ફોર પરફોર્મિંગ ધ સ્પેસિફિક ટાસ્ક, that is OSI model. Okay, so every protocol will take the data from their upper layer. આમાં કઈ સાઈડની વાત કરું છું? સેન્ડિંગ સાઈડ. સેન્ડિંગ સાઈડમાં હંમેશા શું થશે? સી આઈ શો યુ. Okay, fine. Okay, so whenever we are sending the data from sender to receiver, I'm talking about sender to receiver, the flow will be like this. It is always start from the application, then presentation, then session. Okay, it is for the sender side. Okay, it is a sender. જ્યારે ડેટા સેન્ડ કરવો હશે તો ડિરેક્શન ફ્રોમ એપ્લિકેશન ટુ ફિઝિકલ, પણ જ્યારે ડેટા રિસીવ થશે એટ ધ રિસીવિંગ સાઇડ, ધ ડિરેક્શન વિલ બી ફિઝિકલ ટુ એપ્લિકેશન. ઓબ્વિયસલી અહીંયા એક બાજુ છે, એક પછી એક ડેટા પ્રોસેસ થશે અને ફાઇનલી એપ્લિકેશન પર આપણને ડેટા દેખાશે. જ્યારે સેન્ડર સાઇડમાં શું થશે? એપ્લિકેશનમાંથી 1 by 1 મારા બધા ડેટાને નાના નાના પાર્ટમાં ડિવાઈડ થશે. બધાની અંદર હેડર અટેચ થશે, દેટ મીન્સ ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયરની અંદર પોર્ટ નંબર, સિક્વન્સ નંબર નાખશે, નેટવર્ક લેયર, આઈપી એડ્રેસ નાખશે, ડેટા લિંક લેયર, મેક એડ્રેસ નાખશે, એન્ડ સો ઓન. ફિઝિકલ લેયર એને સિગ્નલમાં કન્વર્ટ કરશે, એન્ડ સો ઓન. દેટ વિલ બી ડન એટ ધી સેન્ડર સાઇડ. રિસીવિંગ સાઇડમાં શું? જે સિગ્નલ મળશે એને બીટમાં કન્વર્ટ કરશે, દેન ફ્રેમમાં કન્વર્ટ કરશે, દેન પેકેટમાં કન્વર્ટ કરશે, દેન સેગમેન્ટમાં કન્વર્ટ કરશે, એન્ડ દેન it will be converted in the data form and it will displayed on the application. So you have to remember this flow of the data. Okay, sender matter top to bottom, and for the receiving side it will be bottom to top. Okay, but you have to remember each and every layer comprises of what? Protocols. They are using their own protocols to provide the services to the upper layer. અને જેટલા પણ layers છે, right? These 7 layers are your entire chapters, right? That means chapter number 1 is your application layer, chapter number 2 is presentation layer, then session, or it may be possible that first 3 layers are combined and it is one chapter. ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયર આખું ચેપ્ટર છે, નેટવર્ક લેયર તમારું આખું યુનિટ છે, રાઈટ? આખું તમારે એના ફંક્શન્સ કેવી રીતે કામ કરે છે આખા ચેપ્ટર્સ છે. ઓકે, ટોટલ આઈ થિંક દેર આર 5 chapters. So first is introduction, second is I think the application presentation session નો કમ્બાઈન કરીને કરશે. ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયર આખું અલગ ચેપ્ટર છે, નેટવર્ક લેયર આખું અલગ ચેપ્ટર છે, ડેટા લિંક લેયર અને ફિઝિકલ લેયરને કમ્બાઈન કરીને એક ચેપ્ટર આઈ થિંક બનાવેલું છે. ઓકે, પણ તમને બધા જ લેયરના બેઝિક ફંક્શન્સ ખબર હોવા જોઈએ કે બધા લેયર પોતાનું કામ શું કરે છે. ઓકે. Okay, so I'm sending the attendance link. All of you fill up this form for the attendance.